Hey guys, DB here. Today in this video we're gonna review some maps, and I'm actually pretty excited for these maps because it's been a long time since I reviewed a map. Last time I reviewed a map was with the Feature 5 in a podcast. We reviewed a bunch of maps, but in this one, the reason why I'm making this review video for custom map, even though I'm kind of in the middle of making review videos on all the weapons, but for this one, I think it's pretty important in a sense that the maps that we are having right now, actually there are just two maps that we just had right now, are they're based on something that we haven't seen in the game before. It started with a map called Only Sniper 2020, and Max actually created a forum topic. Now we know Max normally doesn't even reply to people, but he actually created a forum topic in the custom maps category. It was for the Only Sniper 2020, which was a map created by Gonza01, and we know that it is important when Max actually creates a forum topic about this. So basically the concept was that he used the animation in a way that it will like kick you off. Not kick you off, it's like actually we're just gonna go take a look at it by ourselves. But the concept of Only Sniper is really old, and it's one of the maps that people like play a lot in this game. So here's the map. Now as you can see, it's made pretty simple. There's not a lot of textures. This one is the like plain blue. This texture, it comes from the package when you are making a custom map. The shield is just the same as this texture, is just using a different shader. This one, the concept is pretty interesting, but I've already used this concept in my map, but I didn't execute it this well. So the Humvee is just stuck in middle of this kind of a tank, in a way that you cannot enter the vehicle in the passenger or the driving seat. You can only enter in the gunner's position. Like, wait, what? No, I'm actually in it. This wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah, that was... But I understand, it's like really hard. Okay, now it's going inside. It's supposed to happen like this. It's not supposed to enter the vehicle. I've tried so much in my map too that people won't be able to enter the vehicle, but in some way, in some situations you are. It's not perfect, but I can tell how much effort it would have took for him to place it like this, because when you are in Unity you don't get to see the model of the this Humvee, so you don't get all the dimensions correct. You only have this symbol of the Humvee, and you have it's pretty hard to place it like this, and it's actually, he placed it pretty good, honestly. But obviously it's not, I wouldn't blame on him. It's just this game. So this is just like tanks, and he made a pretty good use of it. You cannot take them across from anywhere. They're just stuck over here. And these one, just simple animation, just goes around, accelerates a little, and pushes you off if you come in between. Yeah, just like that. But the concept that I was talking about is right over here. So if you go over there, this is what it does. Even though you take some damage, but there's some cost for using this thing. Not always though, and sometimes it kicks you off in a low speed, sometimes in a really high speed. Like there's a practical demonstration. Sometimes you cannot even make across the map. I don't know how you time it well, but there's just this thing people have to learn, or I don't know. But okay, now it's not working because you need to go just in between like this, and I didn't take any damage. You have to time it well. You have to make the proper position. If you don't, you just fall in the water. Like, I think I'm gonna fall in water right now. It's not even kicking me off. I was about to fall, didn't, and blast off. I took damage now. Anyway, so there's no, I don't think there's much to learn over here. Just hit and trial, I think. If you're lucky enough, you'll make it there without no damage. Sometimes you won't even make over there, you just fall in the water. Sometimes you will make it there, but you'll get like 25 damage or even 30, or sometimes even 35 damage, depending on how much time you have, it took for you in the air. but the map is well executed, not a lot of complex textures or meshes and everything, but it's really awesome. It's really a small map. This new concept, actually I already had this. It's not like I'm taking credits for anything. I didn't have this thing in my mind, but I always like had this I would say dream in the back of my head that I wanted a map in which you would there would be floating platforms, or a platform that will like bounce you off in the air and you will make kills like in mid-air. But for that map to be, you know, successful, you will need to not have any fall damage. But in this case we do, unless you use an auto compressor, but it costs 1500 per day, so not a lot of people can afford that. So this is like the first time I'm actually saying that this thing is possible, that the map I dreamt of is possible to make it. From what Chrono said, he took inspiration, or took the idea, and he wanted to implement it, but in a different kind of scenario. Not in this only sniper theme. He wanted to implement it in a different kind of scenario. So he made a custom map. Actually he made the whole custom map on a live stream, which I kind of watched. You know, I made a big jumps, but I watched the whole stream. Not all. It's like 5 hours, but I like made some jumps. I played it at 2x speed, but I somehow, you know, watched it. So here's the map. It looks really awesome, like the textures and everything, but I would say don't be so happy, because he's showing this from the Unity. It doesn't look like this in the game, because, you know, Warmerise messes up the graphics and everything. So the map is in the pending list. If you are watching this and if it's still in the pending list, I would obviously ask you to, you know, request you to go in the map in the server and just, you know, give it 5 stars. I've already given it 5 stars. But we're gonna take a look of what actually like there is in the map. You know, I've already seen this map. It's not like I'm watching it for the first time, but I'm doing it for the sake of the review. So here's the 3 platforms that are supposed to, you know, bounce you off and throw you on those stones, I think. And while you're in mid-air, there's the other base, and you're supposed to, you know, make kills while you're mid-air or you're on the stone. But yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. Nope, you need to time it actually. You see, you need to time it. Blast. Nope, still not working. Okay, so here's the thing. Like I said about the timing, there's this thing in here too. You need to time it well, otherwise you don't make a good jump. Sometimes it may even, you know, throw you off the map, like it happened once with me. It didn't throw me off, but I was almost on the edge. I'm gonna crouch. It's pushing me far, but it's not taking me there. Like I said, you need to time it pretty well in order to make a good and a successful jump. And I'm gonna jump with it. Nope. Let's give it a try over here. I'm gonna go first person. And I'm dead. No, I'm not. This is the last time. Please throw me off. I'm dead. You see, this is exactly what I was talking about. But please throw me off. I really need to make it to the stone. Like, I made a jump and I'm like went across the stones like this and prepared to blast off. Whoa! Holy shoot! So here's another thing, and I want to suggest a thing, but I don't know who to suggest it to Max or the Mac creator. But if you guys know, Warmerise has this anti-glitch system in its system. So whenever it suspects that you are penetrating any mesh or going inside any object, it kills you off, because it thinks that it's pretty well explanatory from the name anti-glitch system. So but what happens in the custom maps is that sometimes when you're making and your meshes overlap with each other, there's some spots that the anti-glitch system encounters as if the person is going inside the objects, and what it does is that it kills off the person. And I've been checking in this matter, and I've died twice over the stones, because as you can see, if I can show you at some place like this, you can see that they're overlapping, and now they're stones. Obviously, what else can you expect? Because otherwise, if you start placing it like totally separately, there will be a lot of holes in there, and you'll just fall off. So it happened a lot of in my map, but I had cubes. There was it was easy for me to fix those because I had cubes. There was like 6 sides. I just have to identify which side is making a problem. I would make its I would just delete the face, and it sometimes worked fine. But in this case, I don't think it can be fixed in this case. But like if he have a way, then I would say there's this thing that they need to be worked on. But he made the map like in quite a rush. As you can see, there's a lot of things that, like this floating tree over here, and there's some trees over here somewhere that they're in midair, like this one. So obviously he's gonna fix those. And there's this invisible wall between these, so you cannot go over there on foot. You cannot go over there by any chance though. The only way you can make kills is either you go on the stones and they go on stones too, or you make this jump and kill them in midair. So there's obviously going to be a lot of improvements in this map, but right now we're just talking about the concept, which I think is pretty awesome, and it will be even more awesome if there was something that can be done with the fall damage, because not everyone is going to buy a nano compressor. It's like you cannot put requisites for a map that you need to have a nano compressor in order to play in this map. I don't think that is fair, because 1500 cash per day, not everyone is going to afford that, not even myself. So I think that there's something that can be done for this. But for these two maps, I think the concept of these two maps is really awesome. It's like a new generation of the maps in Warmerise, and I think they're gonna kick off pretty good. So as that being said, I really like these maps, I would say, and I would suggest, and I would request and appeal that if you are watching this review and if you haven't rated these maps, I would prefer that you go rate these maps, because there are a lot of maps that deserve more rating, that deserve more attention, but they don't get so, and there's maps that don't deserve any, but they're like on top. And I will rather not take any names right now, but if I decide to make it in the future, I would probably do. There's a lot of floating trees over here, but he made that wall in a stream. He made those very quickly, so there's obviously going to be some problems, but obviously he's going to fix those in the next update. But here it is. If you are watching this stream and if you haven't rated this map, I would say you go and check this map out and give it a decent rating. I wouldn't say 5 stars. You can rate it as much as I think you think it deserves, and I think it deserves pretty good, seeing the other compared to other maps in the game. So yeah, as that being said, I will be making more custom maps reviews and weapon reviews, because I wish to complete my weapon reviews on all the weapons. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. Adios.